Franchise.
Get in like the Marines.
Franchise.
Yeah.
Franchise.
We're in.
Franchise. Franchise the damn thing.
And now, a scene from Die Hard. Mr. Mystery Guest, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Unless you want to open the front door for me.
No, I'm afraid not. But you have me at a loss. You know my name, but who are you? Just another American who saw too many movies as a child? Another orphan of a bankrupt culture who thinks he's John Wayne, Rambo, Marshall Dillon?
Was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Welcome to Franchise Addicts, a podcast covering every film in a given franchise. My name is Luke.
And I'm Chris.
And this week we're on to our fourth franchise, the Bruce Willis-led films of the legendary character, Officer John McClane, beginning with the 1998 classic, Die Hard.
Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas, or Happy Holidays, whatever way you celebrate Toyotathon.
McDonald's McRib back.
It's back, and so are we with another franchise. So, of course, we wanted to release this quickly so we could get it down for you to listen to as you're wrapping those last-minute presents, getting cozy under the tree. Maybe you're listening to this after the hustle and bustle of the holidays and just sitting back, cleaning up all that wrapping paper. Maybe you're cleaning it up, not putting it down, and you're thinking of all the fun, wonderful memories that you've had, and now listen to our memories of the action classic Die Hard. We are not alone in this building.
No.
We are joined by Mr. Paul.
Mr. Paul.
Ho. Hey guys,
How's it going?
going good. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Yeah.
I know that you're a big celebrator of Kwanzaa, so happy Kwanzaa.
Sure.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Sure. Whatever.
To whatever.
I'll celebrate anything, man.
So,
Gifts,
Paul, what
family, food.
the transition from Terminator to Die Hard, how excited are you?
I'm super excited, actually. I was super excited to go back to this first film, which, this one I've watched, God, countless times, and I remember more than any of the Terminator movies coming up. So, some similarities with I think Terminator 2 a little bit, but a lot different in terms of the way that they went about the action film. I'm super jacked to talk about it.
Yeah, Terminator 2 is taking the action movie and scaling it up to humongous levels to give you, as much explosive power as you can possibly get. Die Hard is kind of the exact opposite. It is as small as it can be. It is as tight as it can be. And all the action takes place in a centralized location, and it's basically just a face-off between two guys.
Yeah, it's bringing it back to it's the everyman, right? So I think right around this time, we were really ramping up the very big action movies with Arnold. Arnold was real big by '88 already. He was rising. You had your Stallone, your Van Damme, and those guys, they got some big guns. John McClane, I mean, he's in good shape, but he's not. Arnold Schwarzenegger famously said, "You will not be an action star because you have toothpick arms." To Bruce Willis during this, he's the average man. He's like, he's me. He's me if I was going at it. Like Luke, right? I mean, you couldn't do it. You're not the everyman. Luke he's got these,
ripped out of my mind.
Exactly, right? Couldn't do it. He's the Schwarzenegger. He gets the everyman, and
Well, so Chris, like Michael Keaton in Batman '89, Bruce Willis, mostly known for comedy. Before he was in the TV show Moonlighting, he was a comedic role in it. Michael Keaton was in mostly comedies before getting his big action chance with Batman. This is Bruce Willis's first turn towards the action movie, and becomes an iconic action hero just because of this. But he also brings that comedic flair, that line delivery. He's a funny guy. And you can tell that this movie benefits from him being able to tell a joke over and over and over again and have that dry sense of humor that really makes the McClane character like even more iconic. Arnold's got the one-liners, the funny little puns and stuff like that. McClane just he's just ripping the entire movie.
He is the more accessible and charming. Obviously he's not just. When we say he's the everyman, he is charming. He's good at what he does. He's funny, but it does take that action hero trope. And not only does he have a little smaller arms, but he's also just more relatable, more humanized.
Well, he's more vulnerable.
Exactly. Well, and when we get into that as he starts to deal and grapple with the potential almost loss of his wife, which we get right into it. Do we want to talk, before we dive into the plot, anything we want to talk about setting the stage before we get into the marital strife that is falling upon the McClanes?
I'll set this up because there's a pretty good story just in the who directed, who wrote this. We are also finally back to a movie that was nominated for Oscars.
Whoa!
It did not win any, but I don't think since Terminator 2 we had done a movie that was nominated for an Oscar, because none of the later Terminators were nominated.
Dark Fate.
Not Dark Fate?
For below the line stuff.
Nah, nope, definitely not. So this came out in 1988, I believe, July 1988.
It was the summer, of the tracks.
It was directed by John McTiernan, written by Jeb Stewart and Stephen E. D'Souza. John McTiernan, also known for Predator, Hunt for Red October, Last Action Hero.
Ooh, yeah.
He does Die Hard, obviously before Hunt for Red October in 1990. Does Die Hard with a Vengeance. Does Thomas Crown Affair in 1999.
Bit of a pivot.
Does a movie named Rollerball in 2002 and never directs again.
What was Rollerball? That sounds so familiar.
Here is the tagline for Rollerball. The big thing in 2005 is a violent sport, which can have some pretty serious consequences.
Was it roller derby?
Like dying.
So what was it, like roller derby with weapons or what?
Basically.
Yeah.
Sounds like
and
a
they
pretty serious...
ride on these boards, like luge boards.
Oh, okay. All right.
Does star LL Cool J. It has a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Oh, that's I don't know that I've seen that.
That's not even the crazy. So Rollerball, historically crazy bad movie. McTiernan basically didn't work again because in 2006 he became embroiled in a legal case involving private investigator Anthony Pellicano, who he hired to wiretap producer Charles Roven during a dispute over the film Rollerball. This led to an FBI investigation into Pellicano's broader illegal activity.
Wow.
McTiernan then got put on the witness stand and perjured himself about his relationship with Pellicano. He was sentenced to 10 months in federal prison in 2013. And then basically had a professional hiatus since then, and has had a lot more legal troubles and bankruptcy.
Oh wow! Have you seen this guy? This guy like never smiles. He is. Have you seen interviews with him? He's pretty funny, but he's just like so serious all the time. And everybody else is trying to bring fun into this movie, and he's just straight-faced all the time. And then he claims, he looks at people, he's that guy that goes, but I'm the one that's trying to make this funny, and it's almost like deadpan. Like, this guy just looks like a fuddy-duddy, man.
Yeah, and I mean, so Predator, like one of the greatest action movies of all time, but famously written by Shane Black, who is very funny, writes very good, funny action dialogue. And Predator is a funny movie with great lines from it. McTiernan is not bringing that to the table here. Same with Die Hard, but it is written by, somebody else. But McTiernan's bringing his own kind of thing to it. But like just that run, Predator, Die Hard, Hunt for Red October, Last Action Hero, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Thomas Crown Affair, like 6 solid movies in a row, and then he makes Rollerball, and it destroys his career.
He did not pull the John Elway and get out on top.
No,
you know what I mean?
He crashed and burned.
He did, well, but it looks like he did have a little bit at 92. He did the Sean Connery vehicle Medicine Man.
Oh, so that was post Hunt for Red October working with?
Yeah, he was just like, I love
Sean
this
Connery.
connection with Sean here. I remember, like, hearing about that movie.
Do you know what the best part about The Hunt for Red October is that Sean Connery plays a Russian, but he has Sean Connery's accent.
Nice. Yeah. I never
Because
really...
they were just like, don't
Hello.
even bother doing an accent. Just
No, because
Figure
you see Sean Connery, you can't. You want that voice. You know,
Yeah.
you can't have him doing another accent.
I would love to see him try. But yeah, I guess
no, I don't think
when you
I don't
pay
think
for the
he can-
voice.
I literally don't think he can do another accent.
No. No.
I don't think you can. I don't think I can do a Sean Connery after I was
Well, in have you seen?
Moneypenny.
Money Penny.
Is it Highlander? There
Yeah.
can only be one.
Hello.
He
That's not it.
Sean Connery plays like an ancient Spanish person,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
not ancient, but like medieval Spanish person, and just has Sean Connery's accent.
Yeah.
Indie. Trying to find my hooks here. Indie.
I just
That's my problem with accents is that I can only do like one
You're
word,
Scottish.
and then but when there's like a game, I can't remember the name of the game, and I refuse to play it. It's like a board game, but you have to do the accents, and it's like I can get
my
like
gosh.
one word, one, but then you have to do a whole paragraph. I lose it every time. Everything delves into Indian for me, like an Indian accent.
Ooh, don't do that here.
I know. Cancel.
Yeah, I feel like that game.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. You could
Well,
revise the game to just have the safer ones.
the Simpsons guy that got in trouble for Apu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Like I forget what is his name.
You can look it up while I present more facts about the movie.
Sure.
Jeb Stewart wrote the initial screenplay. He adapted it from the novel Nothing Lasts Forever, which is a novel by Roderick Thorpe. Fun fact, this novel, the adaptation rights to it was owned by Clint Eastwood, who was going to make and star in this movie, and then eventually gave it up to a different production studio.
What's it? Old Blue Eyes, the singer.
Frank Sinatra?
Frank Sinatra was involved in some way. The Detective, I believe, was a movie back in the '60s. This novel was a sequel to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe somehow he was involved as well, or had first rights to be the character, but he was 60 or something at the time it was finally made, and said, "I'm too old and too rich. I'm out."
There you go.
Hank Azaria
There you
was
go.
the dude. He's
The most famous voice actor on The
Yeah, so
Simpsons.
the good news is he's getting
Still
more,
doing it.
still doing a lot more work, and they gave someone else a chance there, so very cool. And also, I found out some lore that Apu in Simpsons canon bought a forged birth certificate from the Springfield Mafia that listed his parents as American citizens Herb and Judy from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Yeah,
there you go.
So that's allegedly where Apu comes from.
Hello, Wisconsin.
Yes.
It was my understanding that Frank Sinatra was offered that
He
role
was!
first.
He
Because
was!
by the rights, because the Detective, I believe, was the name of the movie back in the '60s.
Hell yeah.
This was written as a sequel to that. Took forever, and then
Yes.
by that time, then they offered it to Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
All the usual suspects.
There's
your
a list.
a list of them, including obviously Arnold and Stallone, James Caan.
James
Yeah.
Caan.
Yeah.
He would have been so intense and scary.
But yeah. That was...
And the sequel, this book was very dark.
Apparently
and
this-
they both died at the end.
Apparently, it was a father-daughter situation. This book, Nothing Lasts Forever, name of the book that the movie is adapted off of, is a 60-year-old detective and his 40-year-old daughter. He's holding her hand. She's the one that falls off the building at the end, dies, splat. Very, very dark. So obviously, that was changed. And also, my understanding is that Jeb Stewart. You had Jeb Stewart and who was the other? Stephen D'Souza. D'Souza was the one that came in to rewrite after Jeb Stewart, and it was my understanding he's the one that brought most of that humor in. Seemed like a pretty funny guy. And he was writing like as
D'Souza,
the movie.
Not Jeb Stewart, is the one that worked on Commando in 48 Hours.
Yep.
It's so interesting that something that it seems like it was such dire source material can be turned into something that is essentially such a fun time.
So apparently Jeb Stewart got the green light to say, hey, write this script, make this book a movie, and had no idea how he's going to do it. Came home, got in a fight with his wife.
Yeah.
Walked out, started driving away. Within 5 minutes, was like, man, I'm wrong. I need to apologize to her. Driving down to 405 or whatever the fucking freeway is there. 405. Yeah. Like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, everybody's swerving out of the way. He doesn't even notice. Drives right into a big refrigerator box. Thinks he's gonna die. It's just the box. It's not the refrigerator. Has a new lease on life. He's gonna go home. Apologize to his wife. Instead, goes to the office, writes the first 25 pages of this script.
Fuck yeah.
There you go. It is. I mean, it's the Everyman scenario.
Yeah.
This movie is about a guy that is coming from New York to Los Angeles to evenly apologize to his wife.
Exactly.
So
pretty cool, right? Yeah.
Now,
pretty cool, right?
Now, I listened to, and I'll give my source. I listened to a podcast called "What Went Wrong." Great podcast. Check it out if you're listening. But listen to ours first. And they were talking a little bit about this, and I think it's that same writer there had lied to his wife and said he took an aptitude test, and then it told him he needed to be a screenwriter, and then like lived with that lie until before he died, and he admitted it to her, and she said like, "Oh, I knew you were lying the whole time. Someone called." And like she found out his lie. But like anyways, so interesting stuff in the genesis of this story. This is a broken man.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Can I unpack that story, because that made zero sense.
Okay, go for it.
He took an aptitude test.
Yes.
Well, he lied about taking an aptitude test.
I think
that said he should be a screenwriter. What is he lying about? He actually wrote a screenplay that turned into Die Hard.
But I believe he took the test, and the test told him he shouldn't do that.
Oh, so the lie was that he convinced his wife he should become a screenwriter because he took an aptitude test that said he should be a screenwriter, but the aptitude test actually said, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. You're not cut out for this.
Can I just take aptitude tests to decide what careers I should or should not do? Do I have to take a different test for each one of those? Is it like, hey, should I?
Is it like a magic 8-ball? Like, just shake that. Just take an aptitude test every time you're going to make a decision.
Should I be a doctor? Turns out, no. Should I be a lawyer? Turns out, no.
The screenwriter. I don't know.
Chances are likely.
Chances are, in fact. I mean, I think that he took. I think it was one of those like that gives you an idea of like what careers might be good for you, right? So I don't think it's.
So how did he know that he specifically shouldn't have been a screenwriter?
It said something else. Like, okay, first of all,
did he like write the beginning of a screenplay and it like they analyzed it and were like, oh,
that's shit.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Do not. Whatever you do not go into that field.
You can do anything else you want. Don't write.
I think it was something like a general, like, you know, what are you going to be good at in your career? This is what happens when you take a story, hearsay, from another podcast and bring it to this podcast. I'll say that. But again, the major point that I wanted to convey is that this guy, he was very unsure of himself. All right, so like specifics of the backstory be damned. This guy was a writer that was very unsure of himself, had potentially a rocky relationship with his wife. I think he put himself through a lot of college afterwards based on this lie. Okay, so I do remember that was also a portion.
Then he wrote Die Hard and then The Fugitive.
Fuck yeah.
Wow, okay.
So good.
Okay.
So this guy takes an aptitude test, fails it so horribly in the direction that he wants to go that the aptitude test says, don't be a screenwriter.
And then he does.
And then he lies to his wife saying that the aptitude test said should be a screenwriter. and then rips off two of the best screenplays of like the late 90s or early 90s, late 80s.
To be fair, I think that his version of Die Hard, although there's pieces of it in there, D'Souza comes in and he's writing. They start filming this movie with 35 pages of newly written script by D'Souza, who's then just furiously writing to stay ahead of the filming. So Jeb, while he does have a writing credit here, and obviously some of that makes its way through, he does get kind of slapped down like this is his baby, and then he gets fired like before they even start filming, as far as I remember hearing.
So the real villain in all of this or the real lesson maybe, is that aptitude tests were not good in the 80s, and also that I did some half-ass hearsay storytelling here. But hey, if you know better, if you listener out there want to tell me what really happened, message us on Facebook.
They won't.
If anybody messages, it's going to be me.
Chris, all the stuff that I say on this show, and no one has ever said a thing.
Well,
I can just let it rip, baby.
I'll challenge the first person to comment
It can't
on
be
any.
you. Caleb, it can't be you.
Okay, yeah. Oh, so the first person that is not related to us in any way that wants to comment on our Facebook page, you know what? It's Christmas. I want to give him a gift.
Yeah, we'll send you some Franchise Addicts swag.
Oh, you know what?
As soon as that's available.
I've got a gift right here. You know what I'm gonna give? I've got an unopened copy of Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines.
There you go.
Still have that. You didn't send that back.
Well, see, what happened is you find out in Amazon that it actually would cost about half of the money you paid for it to send it back to the dude who sold it to you somewhere in Kansas City.
Nice.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm holding on to this. This is going to be the first official Christmas giveaway on the Franchise Addicts podcast. Comment on our Facebook page, not on a post, but write us something on the wall. And get your first person to do that will get a copy of Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines. Let's go.
This movie was nominated for 4 Oscars. Sound, film editing, sound effects, and visual effects. It had a budget of $28 million, worldwide box office of $141.5 million, humongous hit. Do you want to talk about the Christmasness of the movie?
Why, I think we have to.
All right, let's begin with that. Let's get that out of the way. Is this a Christmas movie? Yes or no?
I would like to pose this question first to Paul.
Oh, sure. Okay, fine. Yeah. Why? I mean, I don't even get the debate here. Of course it is. It doesn't. Christmas movies don't have to be about Christmas. This takes place at Christmas time. You have Christmas music. You have people singing Christmas music to themselves in their car, whatever. You have a Santa hat on Ho 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 guy, right? You've got a Christmas party. You've got Christmas wrapping tape on somebody's back.
Do we need themes that are Christmas centric, such as the themes of brotherhood, of the two buddy cops, the theme of family? Do we need that stuff, or is it just having Christmas in it?
That stuff all helps. I just to me, it's just a no-brainer. I don't, to me, yes. The short answer, yes, it is.
It closes on a Christmas song.
So my question
then, with our boy Argyle going, well, if this is what they do on Christmas, I can't wait to be around on New Year's.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I think they tell you they tell you multiple times. It is, and fine, great for debate. But here's my last, and my this is just going to close the door on it for me. Anytime you see those, Elite 8 or a Sweet 16 bracket of Christmas movies, do you see Die Hard on it or no?
Well, the cheeky people do.
I see it. I see it on.
I've never
it.
seen one of those brackets.
Do they have Lethal Weapon on it?
I don't
First
know.
Lethal Weapon
good
also
call.
happens during Christmas.
Yeah.
Explain yourself. Explain yourself.
So Lethal Weapon is essentially the same type of situation that Die Hard is in, where it is an action movie and not really about Christmas, but happens during the Christmas season in LA, so that there's no snow or anything like that. I would also pose as Home Alone a Christmas movie.
100%.
Happens
Okay.
during Christmas, but it has nothing to really do with the holidays.
The family that reunites at the end.
Well, then we have in Die Hard we have family that reunites in the end. I mean, that ends with them kissing.
You know,
We also there's like you said, the brotherly love. We've got the cops that you know they have their mom, and that's almost a love story in itself.
I think it's supposed to leave you feeling a little warm and fuzzy about family. But let me ask you this question. Now, Paul, unfortunately, you can't fully answer this, but I think I just saw an amazing new Christmas movie. Terrifier 3
Oh, hell yeah.
is a Christmas movie. And that is, like, there's no doubt. Art the Clown, dressed up as Santa most of the time. Are there Christmas songs? Oh, yeah. Tons of them. Is there, even
There's gift giving.
There's gift giving. There
I
is.
can only imagine the gifts that were
there
given
are
in
gi-
Terrified 3.
The reason for the season is there.
There's a snowman.
There is a snowman. He makes a snowman out of another person. Yeah, he plunges. He plunges a carrot into a face.
Okay.
And
He does steal it from an actual snowman.
he does.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his bag of
does have
weapons,
the bag.
which at one point is also filled with toys for children.
How?
It's a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. So is Die Hard. So is Lethal Weapon. So is Home Alone.
So did we determine what? So do we have
Criteria.
these criteria? What is that criteria?
I think that anything that happens over my personal opinion is anything that happens over the Christmas season, and specifically is stating it in the movie, is a Christmas movie.
Also, new Christmas movie entry, if that's the case, Carry On Netflix.
There you
also
go.
happening over Christmas. Check
that's
it
the
out.
thing about time.
It's not my
It
favorite
always
Christmas
gets
movie, though.
bigger.
Did you see it?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
Die Hard is not my favorite Christmas movie.
What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, thanks for asking. It's almost like I brought it up just to say. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, I don't have your money. It's with Bill. Oh. It's that
Throw a
good.
rope up there. Bring down the mole.
Oh, no, it's Jimmy Star. Oh, no.
Jimmy Stewart is a very fun voice to do.
Jimmy Star.
Oh, come
What's
over.
your... Oh, now, Paul. Oh, Paul, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
My favorite.
Is it also
The
A
Moon.
Wonderful Life?
No. Let's see. What would mine? Mine would probably be
Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
No,
That's a
but
great movie.
I do like that movie. You know, you got Elf in there. You got
Sucks.
yeah.
Fucking Elf rules.
Oh, sucks.
I'm trying to think now. You know, put me on the
fucking
spot. I probably
taking
should have thought about this beforehand.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I put you on the spot there, Paul. I'll talk to you about my favorite.
Yeah, why don't you go
Christmas
ahead?
movie. Now, Luke just bastardized it, but you know what? I'm gonna go with fucking Elf.
There you go.
I love Elf.
Bastardized it. I gave.
You
I had the movie out of wedlock.
Yeah, absolutely, you did. You just, your brother knows that I use words and I always use them correctly. So no, it's you shit on it, but I think Elf is wonderful. I love
It's
it.
really well cast as well.
And
right?
it's Elf does a little thing that I like to call the Jim Gaffigan effect. It manages to be very funny and it's completely appropriate. There's no real raunchy humor, but it's legitimately very funny. IMO.
Do you know why I like It's a Wonderful Life? Because it's sad as shit.
yeah, it was very fast.
And that is what we should be pondering during Christmas time. How deeply sad we are.
I was gonna kill myself.
Did you grow up religious by chance?
No.
A little bit. Anyways,
You know what?
you got a Christmas.
I've got a Christmas movie.
Just say Terrifier 3.
And now I just lost the name of it, but it's the one that I told you, Luke, that Mary and I wrapped presents to. Also got Alan Rickman in it.
Christmas with the Cranks?
Valentine's Day.
I know. I absolutely love Christmas with the Cranks, though. That's a great
Christmas with the
movie.
Cranks is good.
No, it's the why can't I think of it now? It's the one with
Love
the multiple.
Actually.
Love Actually. Thank you.
Okay.
Love me some Love Actually. Although you just did bring another to the table, Christmas with the Cranks, where I just can't get the scene where he's got the Botox and he's poking his face with the fork and Jello is falling out of his mouth. Got Tim Allen, classic. Yeah, that's a good one.
The Two Man.
The show within a show.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll give it the moon. I can't do me some. I can't do accents.
Who was that?
That was did the moon part from It's a Wonderful Life.
Throw a lasso up and get you the moon.
I'll get you the moon.
Thank you.
Oh, it's turning into Nick Cage. All of a sudden, I'm here. I'm talking. I wish I did a Christmas movie. In the Christmas movie, I'd be fighting a dragon into the pits of hell.
A Knight Rider.
All right, we're going to the 2000 block, Avenue of the Stars. We are starting off with the beginning of Die Hard. We've got John McClane in an airplane, talking to this guy who's going to give us a little bit of foreshadowing with what is going to happen to Mr. John McClane. He's telling him some foot exercises that he should be doing.
Make fists with those. Gotta make fists with those toes.
Fists with the feet.
Fist with the feet.
And that is going to lead McClane to not have his shoes on when the initial break-in begins.
Has anybody tried this? Does this work? I mean,
I'm a shoe man myself.
Yeah, I like wearing socks. I like wearing shoes. I'm
as
not
do
a
I.
bare feet guy.
We're on carpet right now, and
It feels pretty good.
It does feel good. I'm doing it
Okay.
at the same time.
I'm shoes on. I wonder if we should do an episode with shoes off. We should have taken our shoes off in honor of this movie.
100%.
And stepped on glass.
No, I'll pass on that.
The captain didn't work. It stopped Captain Phillips.
That's true.
That was the main way. They're like, they don't have shoes. Break the glass, but not John McClane.
John McCain.
John McCain. What a movie would that have been?
Senator John McCain
Is Die Hard.
I mean, out of any of the senators that you can think of in the past, you know, in the recent past, I mean, he would be one that would fit the bill for being in a this type of situation,
He's a
right?
prisoner of war.
I mean, right? That's what I'm saying.
I
He's
like
a
my
badass.
soldiers not captured.
Oh, shit.
Ouch.
Shots fired at John McClane. John McCain! There it
McClane.
is. And shots are fired at John McClane in this movie. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, so we've got
Segue.
we find out that Bruce Willis is heading to Nakatomi Towers. He's picked up by our guy Argyle.
Best cab driver around. Limo driver.
Limo driver, don't.
Well, it's his first time. I don't know if he's the best around. It's his.
He said
this
he-
is his virgin voyage, isn't it?
He used to be a taxi driver. That's why he's talking so much.
He's chatty.
He is
People
very
want him to be chatty.
How often do you sit in the front seat in a limo?
Well,
with
Chris and
the-
I were talking about
Symbolic,
this.
on
Symbolic.
purpose.
He's the everyman.
He can't sit in the back.
He's blue collar, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think or not even detective, Officer John McClane?
Would ride in the back.
He's not riding in the
With
back.
a roll, as soon as Argyle starts talking to him, he's rolling that window up. You know, between. No, he can't.
Argyle actually enjoys the luxuriousness of the limo more than McClane ever does. Now you got me.
Well, he's the only one.
Stuck now.
Well, Argyle's the only one that ends up in the back of the limo with
That's what I'm saying.
with life-size bear.
Getting fucked up.
Dude, Argyle is 4 sheets to the wind by the end of the script.
And he's just risen up whoever he's got on the phone, right?
On that
Baby, I never lie to you.
old car phone, you know, it was like
I'm on the way to Vegas right now.
bill was so high. I mean, it was
Well, and he's
$8
going to get a
minute.
big tip. He does drop that line on McClane,
Well,
too.
he also picks up John McClane and his wife at the end after
drunk.
he's been drinking the entire movie.
And this is
Hand out the window.
Doesn't he just drive like really recklessly out of the parking establishment?
Oh, 100%. He goes right through the gate that goes down earlier in the movie as if to show, like, this is impenetrable, and he just comes flying through it.
He was taking out bad guys on the way, though.
This is true.
Yes, he was joining in.
Okay.
Argyle's great, man. Just add him to the list of great supporting characters in this movie. I don't think one lets you down.
No, never.
No,
they're all
They're all great.
Even like the basically
terrorist team.
nameless bad guys are all awesome.
Basically nameless. I've got them all. Util, I think that's one of them. We got obviously Carl.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Another dark fate. Carl.
Who's Carl?
Carl is the ballet dancer one at the, his brother gets killed, is the first one to get killed. His brother is, I can't remember the name, but he's the one that gets sent down in the elevator. So he goes bonkers and wants to kill. He goes out, and, he's seeing red. He wants to kill John McClane.
I love Theo.
You got Theo.
Theo is he's the computer hacker guy.
Oh, yeah. Nerd alert.
He's awesome. He passed away not too long ago. 2 years ago, November 22nd. Yeah, 66. Rest in peace. But yeah, he's great. Also did a lot on.
Should have heard your brother squeal. I broke his fucking neck.
He doesn't say his name there, but that's a great line when he's beating the shit out of Carl.
Heard your brother squeal.
Carl, famously a ballet dancer.
There you go.
Is that is that what he did in real life?
In real life.
Okay.
IRL, as the kids say.
Okay, all right. Gotcha.
So John McClane shows up to Nakatomi Plaza after getting dropped off by Argyle. He's meeting his wife there for a Christmas party. Does he know that the Christmas party is happening?
That's dubious at best, in my opinion, because it's like he shows up not knowing that it's...
Yeah, I'm undecided on whether or not he actually knows that there's going to be this party happening, or if he's just going to the office to see his wife so he can see him without the kids being there. Have a conversation.
The way I took it is the way that it was written. The way it comes across on screen, though, is no,
because he's even telling Argyle wait out, or Argyle's I'll wait out here. You go talk to your wife, see if it's all good, or else we'll get out of here.
It could be in and out. He could get
right. You don't think Argyle wasn't planning on waiting around for 4 hours? Which Argyle doesn't mind waiting around for 4 hours. He's got the party favors. He's ready. But
first of all, Argyle's in that limo for at least close to 8 hours.
Yeah,
that feels that it's light.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a long. 4, 5, 6. Anyways,
but I did get the impression that it was written that John was going to the office to see her without the kids, and even to surprise her, because he doesn't call her back to tell her he's coming.
Yeah.
Right. She hoping he's coming. She calls the nanny or But it says, did he call?
But the thing that gives me pause into knowing whether or not he knows there's going to be a party is obviously she's told her coworkers, Mr. Takagi and Ellis, that he's coming. So they're kind of expecting him. They're looking for him.
Right. Yeah. Takagi right away.
And it's not like Bruce
out.
Willis looks surprised that a party is going on.
Yeah. No, but he is surprised when the guy comes up and kisses him. Fuck California.
I know.
But so the big thing that we find out when he's going up to visit his wife is now using her maiden name.
Yeah, Trouble in Paradise.
Not good.
I do love how that is brought in though. He walks in, he's the only one with the receptionist there, and the receptionist, instead of telling him where he goes, type the name in on the computer right
Yeah.
Well, makes him use the computer
for
the whole point.
This comes back around though when he's talking to Hans, when he doesn't know Hans is Hans, and he's seeing the names on the wall.
William Burr, Bill Burr, something.
Yeah, whatever.
Burr. Yeah.
Bill. Hey, what's going on, dude?
Bill.
It's Bill Burr. Hey, I'm in Die Hard. Fucking Everyman, Boston.
No, Bill something. I can't remember, but it's.
I know. Yeah. It is.
But it is a funny way to he makes him type the name in, and that's how he figures out. He types in McClane first, doesn't see her, then starts typing in Gennaro, sees her.
Early touch screen.
Then tells him, hey, just hit that service elevator and just stop it when you start hearing the noise from the party. Because that's how elevators work, famously.
Right,
you
yeah.
just get in them, press up, and hit stop
and
as soon as you hear.
And you listen.
We find out later that all the action's taking place on the 30th story of
Correct.
Nakatomi Towers.
And the reason for that, filming-wise, this was actually a building on the Fox, right across the street from the Fox set. Fox was the one.
It was owned by Fox.
Owned by Fox.
Yeah.
and there was actually law firms and all sorts of stuff going on being used, the building being used, floors 1 through 29. And so they started filming on 30 because it was unfinished up there.
But they were able to like basically do whatever the hell they wanted because the production studio owned the building.
Correct. Although there was a lot of complaints from people on the 25th floor, apparently, which was a law office, when they were shooting and exploding things before. So they went to silent gunfire before 5 o'clock, and then once 5 o'clock hit, they were allowed to actually fire the blank.
Heard a little story about this. I'll do another one from the podcast. Is that Ronald Reagan actually visited that Fox building during that time, and they had to go hide all the machine guns and everything like that because he did make a visit during that time to said building. Also, talking about gunfire, Bruce Willis has later said that in this movie he probably lost a good amount of his hearing because there was a lot of explosions, a lot of gunfire. And in '88, they're making these movies. I don't know if their knowledge about hearing loss protection was very good. So,
So another tie to our Terminator series with Linda Hamilton losing her hearing in that scene in T2 in the elevator when she pops off that gun and famously loses part of her hearing.
Acting is a dangerous sport, man.
It is.
All of these explosions, correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, were real explosions.
Yeah. They were,
awesome.
like I said, they were able to do basically whatever they want. They owned the building. They could, everything practical that they wanted to do, they just did it.
Wow.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Really, and I think I was really looking for, you were mentioning in our last podcast about the difference between digital and film, and I was really watching for the texture, and you can tell that this was shot, obviously, on film with real effects, and it, you could see it.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
And some of the best stuff that McTiernan does, honestly, and this is tough for directors to do, especially directors with a bigger name than potentially he had at the time, is he gets out of the way. Like, he lets the screenwriting really sing on this. He doesn't try to do overly complicated shots. Everything has happened within a building for the most part, very contained. And just kind of sets the camera on either Rickman or Bruce Willis and just lets them go. Mm-hmm. And, that's kind of his superpower for specifically the Die Hard movie. I know Vengeance has, like, more explosions and is outside and stuff like that, but that's the superpower of this movie, is that McTiernan just gets out of the way.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to talking in front of a grand jury later in life.
Yeah, he definitely gets in his own way there, apparently, with the perjuring and whatnot.
He lost that lesson. And then the last, kind of, I guess, production thoughts on this is that Bruce Willis, we talked about, obviously, this is his first big movie. I think, he might have had small film roles before.
He had a couple of movies right before this that didn't do very well.
No, he was mostly known for Moonlight.
But he got paid $5 million, which at the time was insane, and people were, this was a big, the fact that he was in this movie as this big action star was, at the time, before this came out, not received well. They did a test copy they tested the poster with his face as big as the building. People said, nope, don't like it. It was like the poorest reaction to a test poster, whatever, feedback.
A lot of those out there, test poster
feedback.
Feedbacks.
Yeah, no, I used to get those on Facebook.
I did see that, though, and so they took that off, and then they were just marketing
just the movie. Yeah, just like his Die Hard. Put him off. He's not part of this. Richard Dreyfuss famously fired his agent after hearing that Bruce got $5 million. He said, I won an Oscar, and I've never been paid money like that. So this was a big deal. Lots of
Richard Dreyfuss, a famously easygoing guy.
Totally.
Is he not?
He was his character.
No, he's a pain in the ass.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of like his What About Bob character.
Okay.
It's just like
All right.
him.
Fair enough.
I want to kill everyone that's not doing what I want. Listen to my opus.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
He's a good actor. He's just, he's
Baby
difficult.
steps. Baby steps to the...
Also, known later in his career to also be difficult, Bruce Willis. That did happen.
Well,
I don't think...
there could be reasons for
Yeah,
that.
I think we
physically that he was unable to control.
And
Correct.
another thing that, I mean, and this is
Be
actually
gentle here.
Well, of course, but just, obviously he's had a long career. And there was ups and downs in a huge movie star career. He got into acting supposedly. He started to recite lines and stuff because it helped him with a speech impediment. When he was younger, he had this impediment, and when he would read lines or whatever, act, that helped him get over it. So he entered the field of acting to help him get over his communication problem.
I bet his aptitude test would have told him not to get into acting.
Absolutely. So you know what?
So here's the fact that, if you take anything away from this podcast, do not take an aptitude test. Do exactly the opposite of what it tells you to do.
Yeah, aptitude
Or at least
tests.
take an aptitude test from the 1980s. And
Yeah, maybe they've gotten better now.
They may have.
But we're thinking that they were pretty shitty back in the 80s.
All right, Luke, bring us back on the rails here.
We gotta get to the.
We haven't even talked about Gruber!
I know. I was just about to say we haven't even gotten to the real star of the movie, Alan Rickman. So McClane comes in. He Mr. Takagi finds him, shows him where his wife, her office is. Ellis is doing blow off of his wife's desk.
Ellis!
Another character, supporting character that does not fail.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
MVP.
There's not even an award high enough for Ellis in this movie.
Bubby!
And then we cut to the bad guys and Hans Gruber,
They're so badass.
who Chris did point out, very well shot with the bad guys, where he's got basically they surround him constantly and he's just kind of in the middle leading
They
this
have-
pack of guys.
They have elevator formation. They're like, all right, everybody, I'm in the middle. Surround me accordingly.
How about his pause with the key card, before he swipes it to get everything going? Just love the timing of it.
This Alan Rickman performance is just a masterpiece in there's stuff written in the screenplay that he is supposed to say and supposed to do, and he picks the best way to do all of it. Do and say all of it.
Yeah, I think you nailed it when you said this was, I think it was either in the last podcast or off air, but when you said that he is just top line deliverer out there. He just finds a way to take what's written on a piece of paper and deliver it in the best way that absolutely nobody else would think about delivering.
The only other man that can even get close is Christopher Walken.
Yes, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Because Walken has Walkenese, his own way of looking at words and throwing commas and
yeah,
stuff.
but what I'll counter with is that Alan Rickman has a far wider breadth of characters he can play. Christopher Walken tends to play Christopher Walken. He delivers the lines that way, but it's him all the time.
I'm going to give you this line reading in particular, one of my favorite from the movie.
Now, where is Mr. Takagi?
Joseph Yoshinobu Takagi. Born Kyoto, 1937.
Because he says Mr. Takagi two different ways. One to be as menacing and weird as possible, the Mr. Takagi. And,
Dr. Evil.
And then immediately says his name normally. Joseph Yoshinobu Takagi.
Yeah,
and you're like, why did you say it so weird the first time?
And that scene goes on, though, also, and then just ends in a great way, too, when he finally steps up and takes ownership, and Rickman turns and father of five, or whatever he says, it's just so good.
This also was his first movie ever. How's that? He was in theater before, first movie that he was ever in, and went on to create an amazing career for himself, primarily as a villain, of course. Prince of Thieves, Harry Potter, the rest. He's great turn in Galaxy Quest as well.
Yeah, I love Galaxy Quest.
So he just
a good movie.
One of the greats, and this is his introduction to the world.
Hans Gruber, just one of the best villain characters of all time in movie history.
Yeah, absolutely one of the best names as well. And so let's talk real quick. obviously they come in as terrorists. Who was our director? McTiernan.
Yeah.
He had turned this down 3 or 4 times because he did not want to do a terrorist movie. He said nobody likes terrorists. So that's one of the reasons when D'Souza came in and rewrote the script and made the whole thing
terrorists.
about kind of fake terrorists. Yes, they look like terrorists. Yes, that's what people think. But really, they're just, as the line is delivered later by Holly Gennaro, you're just common thieves.
Yeah.
They're just robbing.
And they are like always so in control and a step ahead, so clever, the whole team. And like, I mean, Hans, he embodies this because he is just so cool. He's humming Christmas songs in the beginning. Like, he's completely like the cool, composed villain. And then so are his team. Like when Theo walks in there, it's this kind of blast from the past. He's talking about Worthy, like he's talking about basketball.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah. And AC Green, it's like an AC passes to Worthy, and then pop.
Yeah, just like
and then hops over the desk, kicks him out of the way.
Just such a, I mean, they are the very cool, cool set of villains.
They are, but as we'll get through it, and we'll let Luke get us back on track here. But there are points where things start going, you can tell things are not going well, and Holly is like, only John can drive people crazy like that. And even Hans Gruber gets a little out of it for a little bit and starts kind of, and then.
Well, I mean, McClane rattles Gruber. He's the only person that rattles this guy.
100%.
Everyone else that Gruber interacts with, he's like Chris said, he's in control. The plan is going according to it. Even his guys are freaking out a little bit like, are we sure this is going to be good? Are we sure it's going to be? He's like, I got this. Just get me to the finish line and I'll get you guys through. Everything's going to be fine. So they come in, they're they got the machine guns going. They're grouping everybody in that kind of like centralized
atrium
with like the waterfall or whatever,
Beautiful.
like the water feature. And McClane is doing his feet curling. He's got the wife beater on. He's just got the shoes on because he's changing. Again, another reason why I think he doesn't realize it's a holiday party. Like, he's not dressed for it, so it seems like he's kind of getting some clothes or whatever. Holly's getting them all situated. They're having, little marital back and forth. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, she's all like, I missed you too. Yeah, you didn't miss my last name. Yeah. Fuck! Why do I fuck shit up all the time?
Yeah, so she exits on that line. He's kind of beating himself up. She goes back to join the party. So she's there when Gruber comes in and is taken hostage. But he is in a separate room, and this is how we get the separation. So McClane is away from the party. He's the only one. And here's the machine guns go off, and then he goes into action. How am I going to try to help control the situation from afar? Staying away from that. And then, so he doesn't have shoes on. This is very important. And Gruber comes in and is looking for Mr. Takagi. So he has the line, Mr. Takagi, Yoshinobu Takagi, born, who is the owner of the company who he is going to steal from. He grabs Mr. Takagi, takes him to his separate location, which John McClane is then able to watch to see how bad these guys are and kind of suss out what they're actually like planning on doing so that he can relay that to the cops.
Yeah, Hans Gruber does not count past 3.
No, he does not.
Ever.
And that's a great scene to show how kind of scary they are. Where he blows his head off, is that a good idea? He was the guy in charge. Maybe he does know. They don't care.
No, doesn't. He's got again, like you said, he's in control. You're not going to give me what I want. I've got another way to do it.
Yeah,
and I'm not counting past 3. And great effects there, where you see from the outside of the door, from John's perspective, and it's not just blood that hits that door window there. There's definitely brain matter.
Oh, for sure. And then Gruber comes out and tells the hostages,
To ask, alas, your Mr. Takagi did not see it that way, so he won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
He will not be joining us for the rest of his life. And now,
I'm so glad you pulled that. I loved that line.
Now the hostages really know that this is dire straits, man. This is a bad man. And McClane gets the same feeling, and then we get the cat and mouse game. McClane finds Carl's brother, who I believe I have his name here. his name. So Carl, the guy that Paul had said was a gymnast,
Ballet dancer.
Ballerina. His brother Tony
Looks like Evan Peters in his Dahmer phase.
Yeah. So
okay,
McClane singles this guy out and beats the shit out of him. They fall down a staircase together, breaks his neck.
I've unhurt you.
And then he is like, well, I killed this guy, so I got to grab his bag. I got to grab all the stuff that's in there, take his shoes off. And then he has the great line like, of course I fucking killed one terrorist with small feet.
With feet smaller than my wife's.
Yeah, with feet smaller than my wife's. But then, so I wanted to bring that up because he then kills multiple other bad guys. Never goes for shoes ever again.
No,
yeah, you think you should.
You could also just taken those small shoes, done a little bit of toe work on them, cut out the, and still had something.
Yeah,
flip-flops of sort.
Yeah.
I would say it's my biggest nitpick of the movie.
It's very nitpicky. It
doesn't really matter.
No, but I will go with you.
Two things. Well, maybe just one for right now. The savage. We get sometimes in this movie we get insights that I don't know that if they're in line with the John McClane character, but the savage, brutal nature that he is capable of, such as dressing a body up, putting it on the elevator to be like, look at this dead body, you fucks. Mm-hmm. And then later, and you've got the clip, Luke, I believe, when he's telling the guy he's going to eat him. Like, otherwise, we've got this character that's like, oh, I'm relating to this guy. He's a man down on his luck. But then, like, there's little glimpses of, like, is this guy also a serial killer?
Yeah. He's not also
dark.
All there.
Yeah, like,
right?
that's super dark to dress a body. Like, that's like some Joker shit.
It is. It's very Jokerish.
Very
Jokerish.
He fucking writes a riddle on the guy's sweatshirt. He's like, look at this, and he puts doesn't he put a Santa hat on?
Oh, definitely puts a Santa hat on.
Yeah, like he's twisted.
I think he wraps him in.
He's fucking twisted as shit.
Does he wrap him in lights as well? Are there little Christmas lights on him as well?
Because,
or am I making that up?
The one thing, and we won't belabor this too much, but like the thought of John McClane's representation of masculinity, and we see that savage nature of him certain times. But then I think throughout the whole movie, this is a portrait of a man who has been has had his masculinity taken away, right? Like his wife. She's got a job, that's really good. He's down on his luck. She takes her name back. There's all these guys that have much more power. The not having the shoes thing, I think I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but it's like symbolic of like, this is a guy who's not playing with everything that he normally has. He's down. He is emasculated. Mm-hmm. And he can only from there rise, and and do more. Luke, you didn't get
But now he has a machine gun.
Now he has a machine gun.
Ho.
So that was
the last one's almost a question, right?
It is.
Ho.
You have to remember this is a German man who is, English is his second language, and he doesn't know that Santa Claus says ho 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 in English.
Yeah. He says 999.
Yeah, while this is going on, Argyle is getting blasted in the back of the limo. John McClane tries to set off a fire alarm in order to get the fire department to go. Hans has got this all figured out. He is able to tell the guy that he's got posted up at the front desk to give the fire station a call, let him know to false alarm. McClane sees them drive towards the tower, turn around. What the fuck are you doing?
No.
Dumb fuck.
And it's again, that's an opportunity for him to show his personality.
Yeah.
I mean, he does it all the time, but then that's something where you're like, Arnold, not doing that. Jean-Claude Van Damme, not doing that, right? Like this is stuff that only Willis can provide, or others, but like something not your prototypical action star.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, and this is where Luke was talking about the director there, just getting out of the way and letting that shine through.
Let Bruce cook,
baby.
Gotta let Bruce cook in this movie.
Apparently, they did do though that. So on the small screen on the TV, his calling card in Moonlighting was that he was kind of a wise ass to the women and whatnot.
He's pulling that out all over the place.
Pulling that out here, but they had to actually tone it down a bit because on the big screen it wasn't coming through as well. So I did see that they actually dialed him down a bit from what he did in Moonlighting, which I, to be honest, never watched.
Have you not watched Moonlighting? Neither have I.
not.
Luke, Moonlighting?
Nah.
Okay.
Was that Sybil Shepherd or something?
Yeah,
doing
who
that?
supposedly he had beef with and maybe had an affair with. And he was getting married to Demi Moore. During this movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he, Demi, and Arnold would go on to Open Planet Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Johnny Carson talking to you about that. It's weird, wild stuff. We've got Arnold here. We've got Bruce Willis and his beautiful wife Demi Moore. Ho! She's got 2 Golden Globes. Is that right? Yes. What do you think about that, Ed?
Yes, sir. Globes, sir.
That is right. All right, Luke. What's next on our agenda here? We've got somebody who's going to talk about animals. Oh wait, no, we're going to talk about Die Hard.
Very good. Very good. Luke, bring us back.
Weird, wild stuff.
Speaking of animals, we're still playing the cat and mouse game between McClane and Gruber. McClane is able to get in contact with the police on a secure radio channel because he now has a walkie-talkie that he stole from Tony. He calls dispatch and
the dispatch lady does not do a great job.
She's like, "How did you get this private line?" He's like, "That doesn't fucking matter."
It's like, do you think I'm trying to order a pizza? That's got a great line there. That's one of the best ones, I think.
And that gets our Sergeant Al Powell.
Carl Winslow.
2
snaps.
His name
Did
is
I do that?
Reginald Val Johnson.
Urkel.
Reginald gets called in, Al, our guy, to take a look at Nakatomi Tower, see if anything weird is going on. He walks in the building, doesn't see really anything going on.
He's got Twinkies.
He does have
before.
He knows exactly what they're made out of.
Hell yeah. This is a man that loves
hydrogenated oil, everything a growing boy needs.
Does he work for Twinkie?
Well,
They're for his wife, though. They're for his wife.
Yeah, okay.
The guy at the bodega that he's buying it from is like giving him the look like, "You fat fuck."
So just another great supporting character that just is there and then gone. But that clerk at the stage is just awesome. When he's just like, "Yeah, sure, buddy.
Okay, you and your Twinkies.
Sure, buddy. They're for your wife. Sure, buddy.
Yeah, you got it. You got it." And I mean, Al is just an incredible character. He's our voice on the outside. The immediate connection, even though they don't share a scene within the camera together until the end of the movie, the connection between Willis and Reginald Val Johnson is so perfect. Like, these guys immediately start talking the same language. You can tell that Al knows that he's a cop just by the way they're talking and handling the situation. Because Bruce Willis is trying to like be as vague as possible because he knows that Gruber can hear him on the other side. So he's, calling himself Roy, not giving his real name because he knows he could put his wife in danger if he says the name. He doesn't want to give away that he's a cop, but Al even says it to the other cops that eventually show up. He's like, "This guy's a cop."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the not the sergeant, but his boss that comes in who's not believing anything he's saying.
It's a real wet blanket.
Very, very much.
Well,
so.
And we find out the reason why this guy's kind of being treated as a dope is that this is not a guy that's usually out on the streets doing any of this stuff. Al had shot someone mistakenly
with a ray gun.
Yeah, the kid had a ray gun that wasn't a real gun. He shot him. I think he was like a 13-year-old boy, and got taken off the streets for that, and is now just basically a paper pusher for the cops.
The only thing that they don't teach you back in the academy is how to live with a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a crushing line.
So real quick though, I did watch something.
Also though, with justice for that kid's parents.
I mean, right? That our actor here that plays Al Carl,
Reginald Val Johnson.
He went in to test to deliver his lines right after Wesley Snipes.
Yes, I was.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
And how much worse this movie would have been if Wesley Snipes was that character.
I don't know.
You think?
I love Snipes.
I do too, but
We get Blade in there.
It's not the same.
I don't think you have that same connection between the two.
Reginald Vell Johnson is just like the most likable guy ever.
Exactly.
He immediately comes on
And
screen
I
and you're
love-
like, I like this guy.
And I 100% love Wesley Snipes. I'm a big Wesley Snipes fan. He doesn't have that same.
You wouldn't have the connection that Bruce Willis has because Bruce Willis immediately is like, this is my guy.
Right.
I love this
Right,
guy.
right. You wouldn't have the brotherly love going on right there and the vulnerability. They're both very vulnerable characters, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is
Yeah.
and Reginald is very vulnerable. Wesley Snipes doesn't come across as the vulnerable.
And they even like make it. They add to the everyman with Al, like because he's kind of like a bumbling, scared idiot at the start. When obviously a body comes down and crashes into his car, most people would freak out. But like he goes in
He's
reverse.
just reversing off the cliff.
He like stumbles out. There's like crunched up tickets and like wrappers and stuff coming out of his cop car. Like this guy's a mess.
And this is more of like this is help giving hope to the everyman out there that and it's okay to be these guys find brotherhood together through vulnerability and stuff, and then at the end they save the day. It's not it's not the big super bland action character. It is like you can, it's like everyone can do this, and it's expanding more upon that archetype and changing it, challenging it. Also, do you know who is not a Wesley Snipes fan?
Who?
The IRS.
No.
All right, just had to get that one in there. Fire in the chamber.
McTiernan and Snipes.
Yeah.
Both file for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And also Reginald.
I believe Wesley Snipes wasn't his whole thing that the IRS was unconstitutional. I mean, he took that one.
Sovereign citizen. Baby.
Yeah, he was trying to take that one all the way to the Supreme Court, and they were not having it.
And also, we can thank this movie for giving us what we know of Family Matters, because Reginald, that actor, he had been an actor for a while, no luck. He was gonna if he didn't get this movie, he has later said, again, this is from the What Went Wrong podcast, that he was going to start selling insurance. He was at his rope's end, he was done, but then he got this role, and then he became Carl Winslow.
Did I do that?
Steve.
Did he do that? So that's Al, who just fantastic character. We'll get back to more McClane. We'll get back to more Gruber, but we got to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Ellis.
Just another one in the line of supporting characters that do not miss.
The original Patrick Bateman.
Building, am I right? Hans, Bobby, I'm your white knight.
So
Hey,
good.
babe, I negotiate $1 million deals for breakfast. I think I can handle this Euro trash. Hey, sprechen Sie talk, huh?
Come on, babe. Come on. And so, Luke, you pointed out that this guy is doing Dennis Miller, and that
I can't unsee that.
No, and he absolutely is.
He's doing coke. This man's coked up the entire time.
How you doing, babe?
And nobody seems to care that he's just doing.
Well, it's the time.
He does $1 million deals for breakfast, babe.
We can do whatever I want.
So Tagaki doesn't seem phased one bit when he walks in on him doing the coke.
This is his ace in the hole.
Yeah.
This is
I don't
Harvey,
care.
my
As long
ace
as
in
he
the
sells
hole.
those,
As long as he's doing the $1 million deals.
sells those cassette
For breakfast.
decks or whatever.
Business is business. You use a gun, I use a
Fountain pen.
Fountain pen, babe.
Not just a pen. Fountain pen.
Yeah.
Well delivered lines, man. It's good stuff.
Romans used a sword like Julius Caesar back in the old days of the of Colosseum, and I used a fountain pen, babe.
Bubby.
Bubby, come on.
Come on, Bubby.
Ellis he's just an incredible like sleazeball character. You get his interaction with McClane's wife Holly, and he's just schmoozing her up the entire time. This is
a dirtbag.
Yeah, this is the prototypical 80s Wall Street guy that
Greed is good.
all he does is just sit on the phone and smooth talk rich people all day long to try and steal their money.
He's like one of Patrick Bateman's friends.
For sure.
Yeah, or
100%.
friends in quotation marks. But yeah, he's
Big quotation
He's
marks.
Paul Allen. He's got a real nice business card.
man, it's
Why don't
shiny.
you get a job?
But I gotta say, my guy Ellis does not sell out the fact that he knows that
The
John
wife.
McClane's wife is out there.
I thought he was gonna do that.
No, they set you
Nope,
up for it.
They definitely set you up for him doing that, but he's the thing is, I think 100% he would.
Oh,
but
for
he's
sure.
But he's too involved with himself being the savior, being the White Knight for real, that he's going to actually close this deal that is bringing John McClane to Hans Gruber. And he's so self-involved that he doesn't even get around to selling out everybody else.
I think Ellis knows bros before hoes.
Well, I mean, what Ellis is doing is like, he's like, okay, this wacky cop guy, you know, that is a estranged husband from this Holly girl that I want to, you know, start macking on. He's trying to do a stupid cop thing, whatever, tough guy.
I'm better.
I'm bringing in the business angle.
Right.
That's how deals
This is how
really
I'm
get
gonna-
done.
Right, he's a negotiator in
yeah.
this thing, right?
He's like, yeah, you
How
guys
can you say that, John?
you
I'm
can
the
fire
elbow.
your gun and all that sort of shit. I'm swooping in. I'm smooth talking.
Right.
I can get Hans down, baby.
I am the alpha. Yeah.
Well, I'm the bridge, man. Put me on the table, and I bring people together.
Oh, yeah.
I am going to close this deal. To him, this is what it right.
Always be closing.
A, B, C.
All be yeah.
Closers get
The
coffee.
That's right.
They do not get laid by Holly Gennaro, though.
Nope.
You see these big brass balls? That's what you need to sell.
Balls. That's what you need.
Yeah, that would have.
So Holly Gennaro doesn't get smoothed over by the Shermans. There is another girl somewhere getting smoothed over by
another guy,
somebody,
different
some
guy.
other guy.
The party, the party is wild.
Yeah,
in its 80s
This
fashion.
is an 80s coked up party.
80s coked up office party.
I'm gonna bet just real quick, and we can cut this out, or we can talk about it. There's not much to talk about, but there's one scene in this whole movie that I cannot place, and it's initially right when John McClane runs upstairs when the terrorists come in. He runs upstairs and he's going, "Think, John, think." And he looks across the way into another building.
Chris
and
pointed
there's
this out.
and there's like a woman on a phone, and then it cuts away, and I go, "What the fuck was that for?"
Yeah, he thinks
I can explain it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ken, is it that? What? Please explain.
he saw a phone.
He saw a phone. He's trying to figure. This is before
like,
he gets
think,
the radio
think.
to contact the police.
Okay.
Or has happened slightly after the police are like, "Hey, we're not doing anything." So he's watched them turn around, and he's like, "I got to figure out a way to get a phone." All the phone lines in this building are knocked down. He sees a cross. He's like, "If I can get a cross, maybe I can get."
And
someone on the
also,
phone."
they needed the peeping Tom. She's a naked woman
Yeah.
element. And couldn't have just been like a dude on the phone in his
No.
kitchen.
No, but
And it was just very quick. And it
He
was
wouldn't,
very,
he wouldn't
okay.
have looked. He
that's
wouldn't.
that's what it's trying to show.
Okay, fair
is
enough.
that
Fair
he's,
enough. Because
he's trying to figure out how can I get in contact with the police.
but he never goes across to the other building.
No, because he gets the radio and
Okay.
ends up being able to, and then he throws the body out the window to get Al's.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
He handles it
Fair
in his
enough.
own way.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
I mean, this guy is thinking on his feet the entire way through. I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
Thinking.
he's
He's
on the
walking.
roof. He's going crazy. But so we got to get to the next big showdown. So Gruber and McClane are only talking over the radio. Neither knows what the other looks like.
That's very important.
But they have kind of a mutual respect for each other in the way that they're going about. McClane's been taking his guys out. Gruber's guys out. And McClane has seen Gruber shoot Mr. Takagi in the head. So he knows that this guy means business. And Hans Gruber needs to get these detonators that were in the black bag that McClane had taken off. Because we're going to eventually find out that he has to blow up the roof as kind of the final getaway plan.
Yeah, they're gonna blow the roof, and that's a distraction. And then they go and they'll be on a beach collecting 20%.
20%.
Nice.
Yeah. And so Gruber is going around the building by himself, and McClane happens upon him.
Which is like also he's the main guy. Wouldn't he send a crony to do that?
But he's been losing his cronies, and they're not getting the job done.
Oh,
Correct.
So he's like,
Yeah, he's
I'm
taking charge here.
taking it into my own hands.
I mean, Gruber at this point is basically like, fuck it, I'm gonna have to do this myself.
Roll his sleeves up.
He's got his guy down, doing his little computery stuff, breaking into the vault itself. But he knows even that final layer of the vault, he has to get the FBI to turn the power off. So he's got to do the negotiating there to really push that forward. So the ball's in Gruber's court now, and he kind of has to take over Michael Jordan style and just finish this bad boy off. So he goes up. He's going to make sure he gets those detonators so that their getaway plan is going to work. He gets grabbed by McClane and then fakes like he's a hostage. And we get the first meeting. The fun fact about this is that Rickman and Willis hadn't met each other on set yet until they shot this scene. So they got to have the initial reaction of them seeing each other for the first time and interacting face to face. So you get that additional element to it, and it basically just turns into an Old West showdown. Neither is willing to say that they know who the other person is, and Gruber's trying his hardest to do a not Hans Gruber accent.
Yeah, which is doing his American,
not successful.
Not really. You'd be like, yeah. I recognize that voice.
He's lying about his name. McClane gives him the gun, and you're like, oh shit, he gave Gruber a gun. It's fucking over.
Yeah, they do a good job of setting this up that you think, as watching it the first time, you think, oh fuck, John, you fucked up. They do a good job of setting that up. Until then, you get your reveal when he pulls the trigger.
Question: do they do a good job of letting you know how Bruce Willis knows Hans Gruber is who he is, and he's not the William, whatever?
I think that the audience thinks that John messes up by giving him the gun. That's the way that I've always taken it. And when you rewatch it the second time, you lose that aspect because your first time watching it. I'm pretty sure that most people are thinking, "Oh shit, he's giving Gruber the gun. He doesn't know it's Gruber."
Well, and they're showing the names behind, and
that's
you're
when you're
like,
supposed
"Oh
to get
shit,
it."
Gruber was able to look at that and pick a name that is real.
It's real, right? Exactly.
But then
and that was the test.
Seeing it again, that McClane is also noticing that and going,
Correct.
If he picks a name from this board, I know he's faking.
Correct, but the first time you watch it, you think that's the test from John McClane to Hans Gruber, who he doesn't know is on, but that's his test, and he passes the test, and then he gives him the gun.
I bring this up because there's a whole cut sequence, apparently, where the reason that John McClane knows who he is because they have the same synchronized watches. This was all taken out of the movie for editing, and so that is... Oh, you got the Rolex.
Speaking of watches, I did wear my Rolex today, so it's flex.
It's a Rolex.
It's a Rolex.
It's a Rolex. But anyways, so that's just like a fun fact that there was supposed to be a much more easy way for the audience, to understand. And I also was like, kind of like, oh wait, how did he know that? But anyways, moot point.
Real tricky with that accent.
You ought to be on fucking TV with that accent.
Well, just clunkily delivered lines right there. I will go that same accent. It's like when you're writing a paper and you have the same word too many times. Like, pretty tricky with that accent. You got to be in Hollywood with that accent.
Love that accent. Right. That accent's great. Accent.
But what do you want with the detonators, huh? I already used all the explosives.
My detonators.
Or did
Please give me my detonators.
No more bullets. What do you think? I'm fucking stupid, Hans. Click.
That was
click,
great.
click.
So that was a great reveal.
Yeah,
we
awesome.
loved that. That was awesome.
The audience is cheering.
You go, okay, good. I'm back on John McClane. He didn't fuck up.
But I mean, you're even before the click happens, you're like, this guy is a fucking wild man. He's just staring down the barrel and just giving Hans like the business.
Mm-hmm. I felt that when they showed that scene of the names that you were supposed to know as the audience, that he was aware and that the gun had no bullets.
Well, I mean, obviously the second time around is way easier.
In the first time, because I hadn't seen it for decades.
So I think know this much, that the way they wrote it, based on what my research was, the way that Luke and I are interpreting it, is that you're supposed to think that Hans Gruber passed the test, basically, of saying a real name, and that's what they're showing you. Upon rewatching, that brings in that aspect where you go, oh, John McClane also saw that list and knows that if he picks one of those names off that list,
it's a little clunky.
Yeah. But the way it was written was supposed to be to flip you the way that Luke and I are talking about being flipped. Is the way that it was supposed to be delivered.
But ultimately, it's badass. It's fun. We don't the minutia of the details doesn't matter because we are fully rooting for the good guy. I'm excited. My heart rate's going up here. I'm loving this.
So and when I was talking before about how D'Souza was writing these pages as literally just keeping up with shooting. They obviously needed to have McClane and Hans Gruber meet in person. They didn't know how to do that without giving away, and then that's when they were apparently up and they were eating, and D'Souza asked Rickman, he gave me, they only know each other by, McClane only knows Gruber by the accent, right? That's all he knows. He's never seen his face, and asked Alan Rickman, hey, there's a lot of UK actors doing American accents. Can you do an American accent? And he starts doing an American accent, and he's like, I don't know if I can do an American accent, but I can do a California accent, and that's what he went with right there, yeah. Which I thought was pretty cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, don't know you're one of them. Starts cowering away.
I said he was doing Kevin Costner.
Okay.
Because, Kevin Costner, famously a Californian that doesn't play a Californian in any of his movies, but is so obviously by his accent a Californian.
Always a Californian playing like a West guy.
See Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where he goes in and out of that accent.
Also Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
he's the sheriff of Nottingham.
That was his next big villainous role. Fucking
Which
awesome.
he's
so good.
Give me that Bryan Adams soundtrack. Everything I do,
I do it for you.
I will rise for you.
I would die for you.
Walk away for you. Yeah, die for you.
Hold it.
You know it's true.
Everything I do.
So McClane learns of Gruber's plan to blow the roof and fakes the surrender to outwit the terrorists. After a tense fight with Carl, McClane saves Ollie and confronts Gruber, leading to an iconic scene where Gruber falls from the bullet.
So
we're back.
Sorry about that.
So
basically what happens after the Hans McClane meeting is that this just is going to go back and forth. The FBI ends up showing up. Johnson & Johnson, our FBI guys,
Craterface,
who also do stuff that I'll start nitpicking that doesn't make any sense. Where they're like, we're going to get some helicopters and get them on the rooftop, get these guys out of there.
They're probably going to have a 25% loss of life, but they're willing to live with that.
I'm fine with that.
But
easily establishes they're not good guys.
What doesn't make any sense is Johnson & Johnson show up to Nakatomi Towers to talk with the police that are there. They then are next seen in the helicopters, which are flying in from what appears to be outside of the city into the city. So how did Johnson & Johnson get outside of the city again to get onto the helicopters to then come back?
Nah.
Oily motherfuckers. Johnson & Johnson.
The FBI. That's a good feds.
Also,
that was a Diddy joke.
There you go.
Was it? I don't know. Anyways.
Do FBI agents also then become like the SWAT team
The
for
sharpshooter?
themselves?
Well, if you put that little hat on, then you do. He's just like, hold on a second. I got it.
And he said to the older ones, it's just like in Nam.
Yeah.
I was in high school, motherfucker.
Yeah, the brother from the Goonies.
Yep.
Yes.
One of the bad brothers from the Goonies.
Yes.
One of the Johnsons. Alan Rickman, Hans Gruber, is basically taking all of the people that he's captured up onto the roof because he's going to blow the roof. They're going to be cleaning up the wreckage, and while that happens, they'll have gotten their bear bonds, their $650 million worth of that, and are scooting out of there.
Well, because everybody knows that if you steal $600, they don't come looking for you. But if you steal $600 million,
they're going to look for
you. You're going to look for you, so you have to be, unless you're dead.
Yeah.
So this is the plot. This is now we finally figure out what they're.
It's a good rule of thumb.
However, we don't know. There is no escape plan as of yet. written into the script.
They have a car.
Well, this is now if you've watched closely, in the beginning when they all get out of the back of that truck, they all pile out of the terrorists pile out of the back of the truck. When they're coming up at the end of the movie and they're still writing, they're going, how are they going to get out of here? How are they going to get here? Oh, you know what? Well, there was D'Souza had written something else, and I can't remember where they used a fake ambulance to get out to get out of there.
See, I thought they were doing the Ocean's 11.
So
I thought they were going to steal the FBI truck and leave on the FBI truck.
The problem was that they needed this fake ambulance, and so where are they going to put it? Oh, they're going to throw it in the back of that truck, that they came in. But if you look at the beginning of the movie, there's not an ambulance in that truck.
Ambulance.
No.
Yeah.
And but these are the types of problems that happen when you're writing the script.
Writing it while it's happening.
While it's happening, and they just rolled with it.
But you get a bunch of improv lines from Bruce Willis, and you figure it out. Becomes an instant classic. But McClane, he gets up on the roof. He starts firing a machine gun to get the people to chase back down into the building. Looks like an insane person. The FBI that's in the helicopters rightfully is like, one of the terrorists is going crazy on the roof.
Like a terrorist.
Starts taking pot shots at him.
To which McClane is like, I'm one of the good guys. Well, how the fuck would they know?
They have no idea.
You're full of blood, barefoot.
They're already willing to kill 25% of the good guys.
Yeah, you're dead, dude.
And you get the awesome getaway of him wrapping the fire hose around his waist.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Isn't he like on the top of the building? He's like, I'm never gonna be on the fucking top of the building.
Jesus, John, what do you get yourself on? It's like one of those like where you make that deal with God, where you're like, if I get away with this one right now, I will never ever go on top of a big building ever again.
Little does he know, 4 more movies, John.
Yep.
But it is a great scene though, because it's one of those classics. Like, okay, I see it. Good thing happens, but then there's a bad consequence. Good, bad. Like, ties himself up, jumps over the edge, which is actually him making that jump right there. Then
smashes
as they cut
into the window.
Now, oh shit, I can't get in the window. Oh, good, I have a gun. I can shoot it.
Shoot that window.
Great, gets through. Oh, bad, I'm still connected to said fire hose. Oh, good, I'm smart enough to
get it off.
Can I say the adrenaline I felt from that scene was almost at the same level of the end of Dark Fate for me.
Wow. But there was no Humvee cascading to the earth.
Almost. In the Grand Canyon. Oh, my God. Chills.
And we get to the iconic death of Hans Gruber.
Yes. Which is, again, why I wore my watch. And I can assure you that that's not the way that Rolexes come off, by the way. Here we go. Ready?
It's flexing.
Let's see. It does not unstrap the way that...
Yes, it just loosens,
not been
but
real.
It's still connected.
Correct.
The fun fact here, so that Alan Rickman really did fall 40 feet onto like a not a bean bag, but like a big whatever.
Yeah, they call them inflatable bags or whatever.
Yeah, he did that, and again, this was like his first big movie, so he wasn't used to doing stuff like he wasn't doing that in the theater. So he's like, oh my gosh, can't believe that I'm going to do this. This is really scary. They did 3 or 4 takes, and they would count. So speaking of counting to 4, they would count to 3 and do it on 3, except one time they messed up and they released him on 1. And that is the take that you see in the movie. So that fear in his eyes is genuine because he did not know that they were going to. He was not ready to.
So
fall.
yeah. I had heard that too. Well, no, I had heard that it was on purpose. That they knew they were going to release.
They're fucking with him.
They knew they were going to. It's like when you're a kid, or you take your kids to get their vaccines or whatever, and they're going to poke them with the with then they go, okay, I'm going to do it on 3, and they go 1, 2, and then they hit them before 3 because then the kid doesn't even know it's coming. This is exactly what happened with this.
Until you hear that story. The look on Alan Rickman's face when he gets dropped is the greatest acting ever because he
100%.
legitimately looks like a guy that got like super surprised that he got let go. Like,
absolutely,
the look in his eyes is pure terror.
Yeah.
So we do right before this though. We'd be remiss to not talk about the 2 bullets left, the taping of the gun to the back.
Yes.
That scene
Christmas tape. He used the Christmas tape.
The Christmas wrapping tape. He walks out. Just the setup of the whole thing. Of course, you get Rickman delivering Yippee-Ki-Yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
So that's Bruce Willis.
That's Bruce
Willis.
Willis.
I don't have the Rickman
yeah, so
one, but he does
you
like...
get Rickman doing his impression of the yippee-ki-yay. You get this weird
maniacal laugh
that goes from John McClane to Alan to Hans Gruber to
everybody.
The other bad guy who was
Carl.
it wasn't Carl. Carl's hanging by his neck at
Oh,
one
that's
point.
right. Carl got hung.
This is the one that's kind of like got the Texas accent that's down at the front desk that turns away.
right.
Right, he's still around.
Yeah.
So there's this maniacal laughter that's like growing up as Gruber's pointing gun. Just another one of those where you look at John McClane and go, this dude is kind of badass.
Yeah.
He's staring down the barrel of the gun, has time to make everybody laugh before
Also
he...
insane and savage.
Yeah.
Like there could be, there's secret
And
problems.
Pops other bad guy right in the head. Those are his
Bam.
2 bullets. And now, as Gruber falls backwards out the window, he's still got Holly's hand, and he releases the Rolex that we've talked about because Elias has talked about the Rolex. Show it to him. Well, show me later. And you get that awesome facial expression that we now know was a real, not acting, but a real, terror on Rickman's face as he's falling.
Reading too much into it, or is this symbolically Holly finally giving up her career?
No.
No, but let's just, we haven't even, I don't think we've given her as an actress enough credit as we've talked about all the great
Bonnie Bedelia.
I mean, and let's bring this back to our another strong female character that we see that okay, obviously we had that in Terminator, but
she's strong.
She's a strong female character, and she's a great actress.
Yeah, I would say at the end, whatever. I won't get into the theory, but at the end, she subverts back to the traditional female. Like she's got major cleavage in that end shot.
Well,
right?
dude,
and then the guy gets her.
Her estranged husband.
She changes her name back. The watch is gone. She's back to being the wife.
Well, alternate ending. I mean, he goes, and this is my wife, Holly Gennaro, and she doesn't say McClane, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I just did all of this."
They start fighting.
And then they start fighting again.
But still getting that divorce, John.
So I miss talking about when McClane's talking to Al, and he's giving the heartfelt. Like, this is what you need to tell to my wife. You'll know her when you see her, because obviously if he doesn't get out of their life, she's gonna go up and be like, that was my husband who was
and that's
doing this, and he's doing it in the it's fantastic screenwriting because he's delivering lines like someone that's trying to come up with the perfect way to say something to their wife that they don't exactly know how to put into words. And then he eventually gets to it and goes, like, I've told my wife 1,000 times that I love her. I've never told him I'm sorry.
And you're right, because that whole thing is kind of drawn out, but it needs to be in order to be what it is. Otherwise, it could have been really corny and really almost...
But it's also like a conversation that you're having with your guy friend where you're like, I've fucked this up with my wife. I'm trying to explain to you how I'm coming to terms with, like, having screwed this up as much as I possibly can. I have no idea what I'm going to say to this person because of how terribly I feel and how much I screwed this up. And then it would be like basically Al's just like, dude, just fucking say you love her.
Just say
I'll tell her you love her.
Right.
But even without saying that, McClane's coming to that realization, like, I can't just say I love you because that's not what I actually feel.
Correct.
It's not, she knows I love her. I just need to say I'm
sorry
because
but
he's the one making the mistake.
But in real life, this is what I'm saying. That scene marinates, and it needs to get to, because he needs to get to that realization myself, because we all know that sometimes the hardest thing, it's so easy just to say you're sorry, but you just don't want to do it. It's the hardest thing to come around to doing.
Pride.
You see that in the initial fight where he wants to come to terms with her, like at the beginning. And she says something, and it pisses him off, and immediately goes like, "Oh yeah, like you dropped my last name."
Right.
And then like she leaves, and he goes like, "Fuck,
why did I do that again?"
And so you see, must be what always happens.
Yeah. Yep.
Like
100%.
he maybe comes to like reconcile things, and she just gets under him a little bit, and then he just immediately blows up again.
He's
and
too
goes,
prideful.
Yeah, why don't you just go to Los Angeles? I'll just stay here in New York and be a cop and all that.
And this is the part of the screenwriting that still stayed from the original guy, Jeb Stewart, that we talked about. This was his whole thing, where he got in a fight with his wife, left, was driving down the highway. 5 minutes later, like, I really need to. Oh shit. I'm driving right to the office through this box, refrigerator, new lease on life. I should have said sorry to my wife. That's all I should have done. Now I'm not going to go home and say sorry to my wife. I'm going to go write 25 minutes. But anyway, this is his contribution to this that didn't get written out of it. This whole idea of,
I think that's one of the reasons why this is like an iconic movie for guys, because it's an entire 2-hour exercise in like. You can do all these crazy things. You can save the world. You can save everyone in this building. Just go home to your wife and say sorry.
Right, yeah. right. 100%.
That you have to get in touch with your feelings.
Yeah, basically.
Can we say that? I mean, like get in touch with, like, put your pride and ego aside for a second and connect in that way.
But another reason why this only works with the action star that is not the prototypical of the
100%.
Time action star. That Sylvester Stallone does not deliver this the same way. He can't sell that. And so this then gives rise to a whole new genre of action films with more vulnerable stars. Let's do Die Hard on a bus and call it Speed. Let's do Die Hard on a boat. Right.
Speed 2? The need for Speed?
No, but there's a whole genre now of
Under Sieges. Die Hard on a boat.
Yeah.
So anyway, awesome stuff.
And we would be remiss to not give Al his closure at the end. One of the final guys that's still one of Gruber's gang is still hiding out. He does a last bonsai charge at everyone, and who pulls his gun and takes him down but Al.
No. Here's my question with that. Now, was that Carl that has come back to life somehow
from the chains?
Carl's been hanging.
He got out of the chains.
At what point, when they blew the top of the building, the roof just kind of collapsed and he was no longer asphyxiated?
Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. He's back.
I feel like Carl had been hanging from the chains for at least 10 minutes.
Well, Carl was the second big baddie, so he had some, he had life powers. That were still available.
Now that you know that Carl was a ballet dancer, I want you to rewatch the 5-minute fight of him and John McClane right there at the top of some of the kicks that he does and stuff, and the way that they're very, very ballet-y.
So
he also says this to him.
Motherfucker! I'll kill you! I'm gonna fucking cook you! I'm gonna fucking eat you!
That is fucked.
I'm gonna fucking cook you, and I'm gonna fucking eat you.
Whoa.
That is just
introducing cannibalism. Okay. Well,
slightly introducing.
Out of this John McClane guy, he's got some dark shadows in his closet there. The Al killing the guy at the end.
Well, that's a nice full circle moment for him. Right?
I thought it would have been really funny though if at the end he's aiming his gun, we're all seeing, and he actually messes up and kills the wrong person.
Argyle goes down.
You shot Argyle!
So that is Die Hard 1988. We've got 4 more Die Hards to go, but to wrap up this movie, let's give our awards. We've got Best Scene, first and foremost. Paul, do you got a best scene?
Oh my God. Best scene. I'm going to go with, I'll just go with the Hans Gruber death scene. Like we said, now we know from getting the backstory that he was released on 1 and that look is real, but just the fact also that Alan Rickman, he's trying to make a name for himself on screen, so he's willing to do the stunt himself.
Hell yeah.
I did see an interview with him too, where they said they made sure that it was the last scene that he shot, so that if he did get injured falling back onto that thing, that production wouldn't have been But it's a cool scene. I mean, it follows the whole the gun on the back. Alan Rickman delivering yippee-ki-yay, that maniacal laughter. It's just a fun scene all in all, and so I'll go with that.
I'll also take it. I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah. I was gonna say maybe if you back it up a little earlier to the fire hose bungee jumping.
Well, that's a separate scene. So if you want fire hose bungee jumping,
I'll take fire hose bungee jumping.
Okay.
Then fire hose bungee jumping. Yeah, I'll take it. Also, it really cool with the practical effects when Hans Gruber does fall, even though this is your scene. That is a real human that is falling down the actual building. Yeah. And you can tell because the guy's like waving his arms. It is the same stunt that is done if you've seen The Fall Guy, the stunt that hurts Gosling's character.
That's pretty good. That's a decent movie.
Yeah, and like so that he's attached to a rope, but he's like essentially really falling. Crazy stuff. Good practical effects. Luke, what's your scene?
I mean, it's obviously going to be the dialogue scene between Al and Bruce Willis, where he says, "Tell my wife I'm sorry."
Absolutely.
I could watch all the action in this movie over and over and over again, but for me, that scene is the highlight every time I come back to it because I'm like, that is just about as good as it gets for a movie. Like you could strip away a lot of this movie and it's pretty dumb. It's very simple, but putting Rickman in, putting Bruce Willis in, great actors. And then to have that strong of a screenwriting presence there to write that scene brings everything together, makes sense with what else is written within the movie.
Yeah, to let that
and
scene,
ties everything together.
To let that scene breathe too.
Well, and like you said, to have an action star capable of delivering that in a way that you buy. Mm-hmm. Because, like you guys said, if Arnold is giving that line, you're like, whatever, Arnold. But Bruce Willis giving that line, you're like, hell yeah, dude. That's about as good as it gets.
I like it.
Performance of the movie, Chris.
I gotta go with Bruce Willis.
Love Bruce.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about it. His ability to create this, to create or be a first early representative of this everyman action hero is great, and it's important, and it's made huge waves in the history of action movies.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to take Hans Gruber. I'm going to take
Rickman.
Obviously, I think it's a toss-up between Bruce Willis and Rickman.
Both so good.
I mean, they're both so good in it. You took Willis, so I'll take Rickman. What's really cool about it is that it's not just a toss-up because they both did so well. It's also, although I do think that Bruce Willis did two smaller movies before this, not well received. In essence, both of their first time, really on the big screen in a big way, which is pretty cool. And then I'd be remiss not to give a shout out to my supporting actor, best supporting actor, and that's my guy Ellis.
Well, he's the guy I'm going to be taking.
All right, well, fair enough.
My favorite performance in the movie is Hart Bochner as Ellis. You guys can go with your big Hollywood stars. I'm going with Hart, babe.
Luke, Booby.
He's making deals. I bet you can have your Bruce Willis, you can have your Alan Rickman, but here, I got the real deal.
Pick.
The real deal hums from a fountain
you
pen.
could have Marino, Montana, Elway. I gotta go with Frank Tarkenton, babe. Were you around in the 70s? That guy was wheeling dealing.
I haven't seen this much resistance since the Tet Offensive.
Fran Tarkenton story. I was playing golf in Sea Island, Georgia. Wow. And we're young, we're 13. My mom used to get, but this is back in the day when the drug companies, my mom's a doctor, and they could give like free trips. They could give, this is before they started cutting down on all that stuff. So they give us vacations. We're on Sea Island, Georgia, beautiful courses. We're like 13. I'm out there with my brothers. We're hacking it up on the first hole. The starter comes up. We're not even off the green. He's like, you guys mind just sitting here? You got Fran Tarkenton coming up behind you. Just let him play through. I had no idea who the fuck Fran Tarkenton was. I go home, I tell my dad. He's like, what? Fran Tarkenton? Did you get his autograph? I didn't even know who the fuck the guy was. Anyway, that's my Fran Tarkenton story for you.
We all have one.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we've all run into him.
We've all, I see him at the grocery store all the time. Like, Fran, back of the pear aisle.
Booby.
So good.
MVP of the movie. Paul, let's Lead us off here.
All right, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go off the screen. I'm gonna go to our screenwriter Stephen E. D'Souza, who was
the rewriter.
He was the rewriter, and like I said, they started this. He had written 35 pages, and he was just working feverishly to keep up with the shooting. He brought a lot of the comedy in. Met with Bruce. Bruce wanted the comedy, even though his his representation was a little worried about that. Him and Bruce had a great relationship. They came up with he let Bruce kind of freewheel a little bit, let that come through.
Well, he has what did you say was the improv line when he's crawling through?
This now I know what a TV dinner feels like.
Yeah.
Oh, that improv.
Yeah.
I saw some outtakes. His like that jerkweed line, but at one point he calls them Frankfurters. Like they're anyway. The rewrites from D'Souza and keeping up with with the shooting. I think this movie doesn't get made if that's not the case. So that's my MVP.
Chris.
I'm gonna do something I haven't done before, and I probably won't do again. But just to
pick a woman.
Oh, I've done that many a time.
I love women. Nobody loves women more than me.
That's true. It's absolutely true. I mean,
the more he fights it, the less true it becomes.
Here I am talking about
got friends that are women.
I'm talking about feminist theory here with the masculinity stuff.
I'm talking Marilyn Monroe, 1935, babe.
I know more about Gloria Steinem than all you guys look at a flower. You don't know what you're looking at. I do.
I'm not doing vague enough Reddit.
It's a vagina, babe.
References for
vagina,
Dennis
babe.
Miller.
Yeah. Oh man, Lieutenant Franz Ferdinand. Okay. So no, it's not women. It's the studios. So usually they're bad, right? But
bad studios.
Studios are of course bad, but in this case, I think them letting this all happen, giving this to a kind of an unknown movie star, just this was a bit of a risk, and I think it worked out really well. And so, congratulations, Fox, you fucking piece of shit.
My MVP is Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
This I like a lot of the other Die Hard movies. This movie stands apart because of the performance of Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber. It's one of the greatest villain characters of all time, and he is just a guy, just doing his thing. He has no superpowers, no super abilities whatsoever. He just is a man that's completely in control. The line readings are incredible and make no sense, but they're what warm my heart the most. Alan Rickman, you are the MVP of the 1998 Die Hard.
Ratings.
What a good movie, man.
What a great movie.
Speaking of, what do you think of it? 1 to 10.
God, you know what? I thought a lot about this because we just finished the Terminator, so I'm thinking, okay, obviously, best Terminator movie I had there was Terminator 2 at a 9.5, and I'm thinking, do I like this more than I like Terminator 2? The answer is yes. So it's got to be above a 9.5 then, and so let's go 9.6.
9.6. That's high praise.
That is high praise.
That's real high praise.
Well, what do you guys think? I mean, we're gonna.
So I'm struggling because I gave T2 a 9.1.
Mm-hmm.
My highest rated movie that we've done so far has been Alien, which I think I moved up to like a 9.5, 9.6. I'm trying to figure out if I like Die Hard more than Alien.
Oof.
Which is really tough for me.
Tough one.
I think that Alien, from a cinematic standpoint, is probably a little bit better, a little bit more meaningful. But boy, do I love rewatching Die Hard. I gotta go. I'll go slightly below, but higher than T2. I would rather watch this than T2. Although I love T2, I'll go 9.2.
Nice.
9.2, also high praise. This is great. It's fun. Great rewatchable movie.
Is it better than Dark Fate?
Well, I mean, what is? Nothing is. So, sorry. You can't beat the master.
Chris, who's the lead actress in Dark Fate?
McDonald, Ronald, Mackenzie Davis.
Hell yeah.
A name I'll never forget. I've been practicing. So yeah, I this is fun. I hadn't watched it for a while. I watched it a lot as a kid growing up. I think I'll go ahead and just do a 9.1 because it's awesome. It's great. Like it's whatever. I like to reserve a little bit of room for ooh, you can never get too close to a 10, baby.
Yeah, no, I know. I get that. I get that, and I get when you start off with
super
you
good.
don't have a lot of upward mobility when you see other movies and stuff. But I mean, what other movie can you think of off the top of your head right now that has
Dark Fate.
2 lead?
Sorry.
That is every answer.
Yeah.
Well,
that has 2 lead characters. I mean, so obviously, our main character is John McClane, but I mean, our main character is also Alan Rickman, is Hans Gruber, right? That it's not really a supporting character, and they're both at the top. I mean, they're both unbelievable in it, and they're both fresh in.
Here's a good debate. We've covered another incredible villain in the cinematic world in the Joker.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Heath
Ledger's Joker.
Yeah, that
Is
was
Hans Gruber better than Heath Ledger's Joker?
I don't know, dude. That's wow.
That is a
battle.
No,
that would
not
be
at all. Not at all.
You don't think so?
No.
I think Heath watched it's a wipeout. I mean, it's not a complete wipeout, but he's just on the screen more.
Yeah.
And it's not too close for me.
No,
Really?
no, I killed
Because
the bus driver.
I don't just pull up and say let me just
I
watch
killed
Hans
the bus
Gruber.
driver.
I mean, you could though.
You could.
I could just ho ho ho.
You could.
I mean, every night before I go to bed, I watch Heath Ledger Joker clips.
But
So I don't know if that's something I
well,
should talk
that
to my
might be,
therapist about.
It is cool that we in the course of covering now our 4th franchise that we've now run into 2 of the best human villains of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is.
And then
that is,
one of the best non-human villains of all time in the T-1000.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good baddies.
And the Xenomorph.
Oh, the Xenomorph. And David.
And a couple of characters named Carl. One's German Carl with a K. The other one's
Carls.
Terminator Carl with a C.
Hans and Franz.
So,
Why does at one point this is Hans Gruber, who we know is East German, right? I think that's where Hans Gruber is from. Of course, Alan Rickman's British, right?
Yes.
From the UK. He's doing a German guy throughout the whole movie, and then we get towards the end of the movie. He's tossing bags to people, and he's speaking in French at one point. He's yelling "Allez, allez," which means let's go" in French. Has anybody seen anything? Why does that happen?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I just something I saw. What the? Why are we speaking French all of a sudden?
He's Duolingoing it all the time.
I mean, he's European. They know multiple languages.
Yeah, they just toss out.
Us simple Americans only learn
We are
English.
simple, and "allez" is a phrase that's thrown out. It's like it's the vamos of forgetting vamos because you're in a Dark Fate takes place south of the border.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Great Pixies song too. Speaking of songs, speaking of times, I think that's all the time that we're gonna have.
Yeah, we'll
for
be
today.
We'll be back with Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
That's right.
But Chris, we are going to take a week off.
Yep.
We are gonna be releasing this the week of Christmas, the Die Hard, the one that you just listened to.
That's right.
But we will be coming back on January 6th for Die Hard 2. In the meantime, we'll also be giving you our Terminator wrap-up. If you haven't listened to that already, that will also be released.
So until then, again, everybody, thank you for listening. We have had a great year starting this podcast. We started in July, had a wonderful time. Thank you all for listening. It's been a great start to the podcast, a great year. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Luke.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!
We'll see you next year.